Hi everybody in my TSTO Harry Potter group and YouTube channel. Okay, here we go. Part 2. We're going to see what's going to happen here. We still got Serpy trying to lead Grogu out to the Black Lake. We're going to dive in the lake, I guess, and find out what's going on. So, Wandering Sea Serpent Part 2, Journey to the bottom of the Black Lake and uncover the truth behind the sea serpent's mysterious behavior. Oh, this is fun. Okay, let's get her started. And we're back there. So I'm going to do this just to make sure everything's good. Okay. So I'm doing part 2, and then part 3 will be coming up after this. I'm going to release them all at once, and I'm going to make an announcement just to let everybody know so that everybody's got fair warning. This is coming up. Okay. Our journey to try to get the Serpy sweater. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, we're underwater. I love the visuals, though. It's kind of cool. Wow. It's kind of neat to look at. Oh, and he's underneath. He's underwater. Okay, let's get her going. We made it. We're at the bottom of the Black Lake. And so far, we haven't drowned. It really is amazing down here. And this time I don't need to worry about looking for any cursed faults. This is our chance to observe Serpy underwater. Perhaps we'll find out what keeps drawing it away from the reserve. It's a fish that Serpy is after. If it's a fish that Serpy's after, I don't see any around. At the surface, it seemed like Serpy wanted us to follow it. Perhaps Serpy wants to show us how many fish it can fit in his mouth at once. Oh, most definitely. I'm sure Serpy could fit a whole bunch of fish in its mouth. I do the same thing with ginger newts. It's way more fun than someone else around to appreciate it. Serpy wanted us to follow down here for a reason. We just need to find out what. If we carefully observe the sea serpent's behavior, we might gain some insight into what it's thinking. Okay. 3 stars to pass. I got lots of energy. So, let's see what we're going to do here. It's kind of neat, though. I really like it. Keeps doing that meow. See that in there. Really not fun to try to tap on everything. Everything changes so fast. Do. Come on. Almost there. Almost. There we go. Okay. Aw, look at him. Serpy keeps looking around and sending out underwater calls. It's almost as if he's waiting for something. But other than us, there's nothing around. No fish, no plimpies, not even a grumpy Grindylow. That's a relief. I hate to have to fight off any more Grindylows down here. I wonder if any other creatures steer clear of Serpy because it's so big. It must be hard for sea serpents to make friends. Possibly, but at least Serpy has us. Meewoo! I think Serpy agrees. Loudly, too, sound really does carry better underwater. Whatever it was Serpy was leading us to doesn't seem to be here. We've observed it sending out calls as if it's waiting for something, but we don't know why. With no fish around, we can't really prove whether it's coming here to feed. Yeah, all the local fish might already have fled the area, or perhaps Serpy gobbled them all up. I'll go talk to Hagrid and tell him what we learned. He may know another way to test whether Serpy comes here to feed. Okay, enter Black Lake. Okay, time to go to the reserve. Well, this is a lot of fun, though. I really like this. Okay. Test my theory. Oh, look at him there. Aw. Aw. It looks so sad. Good to see you again, Grogu. I'm eager to hear what you found out about our sea serpent friend. Hi, Hagrid. We learned quite a bit, but we still have more work to do. Serpy's definitely drawn to the Black Lake, but we still don't know why. It even seemed to want to follow us to follow it underwater. When we got to the bottom of the lake, there was nothing. Yeah, went all the way to the bottom of the lake? You're a brave one, Grogu. I hope you were plenty careful. There's lots of sea creatures lurking in those depths. We observed Serpy's behavior. It was calling out as if it was waiting for something. But other than sea serpent, the place was deserted. There weren't even any fish. That's strange. The Black Lake ought to be teeming with lamprey, trout, and nice plump plimpies. We didn't see the sea serpent do any hunting, but with no fish around, there was nothing to hunt. For all we know, the local fish might have fled or been gobbled up already. That'd be a disaster. A hungry sea serpent could devastate the local ecosystem. Any year I thought I was feeding Serpy plenty already. Do you know any other way to test whether the sea serpent is going to the Black Lake to feed? I may, but first I got a question for you. What was it like at the bottom of the lake? I've always wanted to see it. It was fascinating. It was like seeing the world in a whole new way, and I know there's more to discover down there. Sounds like a grand adventure. I'm glad nothing swarmed up and tried to eat ya. There's only one way to know for sure whether a sea serpent is leaving the reserve to look for food. We gotta feed it until it can't eat another bite. If Serpy knows it can eat its fill in the reserve, it may not want to leave anymore. That's right, Grogu. Mind ya, this isn't me normal practice, but it's the only way to be sure. Hear that, Serpy? It's your birthday. Meow. Take this sack, Grogu. Let's get to feeding. I fed him earlier. Actually, I did. That was actually why I came on to check out my game, was to feed him. And then when I came on to feed him, I fed him, and then when I went to switch places, all of a sudden, this popped up. I think that's actually a funny coincidence. Oh. There we go. I think Serpy has finally had its fill. Nice work, Grogu. If Serpy still wants to go somewhere after all that, it won't be on account of hunger. And if Serpy does get hungry, it'll know that the reserve is the place to be. All we can do now is wait. Meow. That's the same call Serpy made when it wanted us to follow before. Meow. It's leaving again. Don't leave, Serpy. Oh, it's gone. It's too late. Serpy's already gone, and it can be on account of hunger, not after all that feeding. I suppose that means something else is drawing Serpy away from the reserve. Whatever it is, you gotta find it, Grogu. Every time it makes the trip to the Black Lake, it damages delicate creeks and channels on the way. This can't go on any longer. You gotta get to the bottom of this. Then I've got to get back to the bottom of the Black Lake. Okay, let's go. Back to the bottom of the Black Lake. Back to the bottom of the Black Lake. Okay, and there's Serpy again. Okay, let's see what he's doing. Maybe he's got family. He's calling out the family. I'm thinking maybe. That's Serpy. This is the same spot we were at the last time. Serpy is calling out again, just like before. Meow. But what's it calling out for? We're already here. Wait, Barnaby, look. Oh, oh God, no. No. It's a mer person, but a young one, a mer kid. So this is why Serpy has been leaving the reserve. It has a friend. All this time we were trying to find out what was drawing Serpy to Black Lake, but the answer wasn't a what, it was a who. Kaya! I don't think this mer kid likes us very much, Grogu. I suppose that's to be expected. Relations between merfolk and wizardkind haven't always been friendly. It's mostly the fault of us surface dwellers. Merfolk have a good reasons not to trust us. When I went into the Black Lake for the first time, I was attacked by a mer person, had to defend myself. It wasn't until we played a song for the mer queen that we won the mer people's trust. We'll have to win this young mer kid over too, somehow. We can't let things go on as they were. You're right. If the sea serpent keeps traveling to the Black Lake, it will only cause more damage. We've got to show the mer kid that we mean no harm before we can work on finding a solution. Yeah, hopefully we can find a way for those two to stay friends. A sea serpent doesn't get to make a new friend every day after all. They're too big and intimidating. That's it, Barnaby, the sea serpent. I'll show the mer kid that I'm friends with Serpy too. By joining in the underwater games, I may be able to prove that we're on the same side. Okay. As long as we don't have to duel them, I'm good. I don't like dueling. Proof of that, I have about 14 or 15 spells that I haven't even done yet that are sitting there waiting. So, there we go. Kaya! Kai! The mer kid doesn't seem so suspicious now, Gru. I think your gamble worked. Perhaps this is what Serpy wanted all along, for us to meet his friend. Me-woo! It's good to both have such a close connection to Serpy. I wonder if our new friend came up with a name for the sea serpent too. Come to think of it, the mer kid kept repeating something when we were playing. It might be another name for Serpy, but in Mermish. Serpy has a Mermish name? Can you remember what it was? I think it was Kiyu. Is that your Mermish name? Kiyu? Mew. I'll take that as a yes. Serpy's Mermish name is Kiyu. It makes perfect sense. Kiyu sounds just like the calls that Serpy makes. Kiyu, 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 Kia. Now that you've gotten to know each other a little, I'll try explaining our sea serpent situation. We know you're friends with Serpy, but there's a problem. It keeps leaving its home to play with you, but it damages the local waterways every time it makes the trip. We need to figure out a way to prevent the sea serpent from causing any more destruction. Kia, Kio. That might have been too much information. I don't think the mer kid understood a word you said. You're right. The language barrier is just too much. We're out of depth, Grogu. We'll need to find someone who speaks Mermish to explain all of this. I have just the person in mind. There's someone at Hogwarts who speaks all sorts of languages. Professor Dumbledore. Wow. Okay. Well, that is part 2 done. Wandering Sea Serpent. Okay, this was a lot of fun. We have one more part to go. Thanks everybody for watching this. I have a lot of fun doing all this, especially doing the little voices, which, I mean, are not the best, but it just makes it more interesting. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel out to grow so that I can make more videos and get better at this. It's all a learning process to me. I've never done this before, so I'm up to about 170 videos, so, you know, I'm really enjoying it. So until next time, happy tapping, because this is the way.